What's up? Welcome back. Today I want to talk about game of the year. I know it's not 2025 anymore,
Oh, great
but
heavens!
I wanted to give a tip of the hat to a few of my favorite games this year. I would say overall this year was really not my year. I think that there's a lot of different games out there that for a lot of different audiences, but I don't think that those games mostly were for me. With the Claire Obscures of the world and the whatever kind of fantasy game out there, it's not really my thing. So, um, but I will tell you what is my favorite game of the year, and that's Ghosts of Yotei. All right, and I feel that it's very underrated. Not a lot of people are given it its flowers, in my opinion. I think that Ghost of Yotei is really just as good as Ghost of Tsushima and more. I would say they improve every aspect of the game, except I think maybe the story isn't as perfect or whatever. But I would say that Atsu as a character is a lot stronger of a protagonist than Jin Sakai. I love both games. I think they're both excellent, but I really never felt anything for Jin, and I really felt that um, Atsu in this game they did a really great job of telling like a classic revenge story. They did a great job at making you connect with her and her journey and sort of tell you the events that lead up to the moment where the story starts, which I thought was great. It adds a lot of context. And anyway, I just think that this game is just so like kind of hated on by the internet. I think the internet has kind of like for some reason an axe to grind with like every sequel or whatever. Sometimes expectations get out of hand, and I just think that it's kind of frustrating as someone who did play the game because I think it's an excellent game. Not to mention how absolutely stunning and gorgeous it is. It is like genuinely breathtaking. Like you see the vistas, you see the like snow and you see everything and you're just like how are we here in gaming? Like how is the fidelity in game development at this level where it just looks better than reality? Like forget reality. It's gone beyond that because they can handcraft whatever they want and you get to see the snow gleaming from, the sun is just shining on the snow and you just feel all of the elements. You feel the breeze and the leaves just like flowing through the wind. It's beautiful, and you get a horse and that just rides through the wave of the wind, and you not to mention like the touchpad, you get to swipe up and then the wind will tell you where to go. So you get to experience all these like just beautiful gameplay design game design elements and mechanics from Sucker Punch, which are the developers of the game. I just think they did a great job, and I don't know why this game got, in my opinion, snubbed. Like, bro, this game is like just a phenomenal game. I put probably like 60 to almost 70 hours in it, and I think that Claire Obscure came around and just kind of stole its thunder, and good for them, but and I'm not trying to hate, but I don't feel like that game's for me. And so I'm kind of making this video for other people like me out there who just like want to sort of celebrate what was maybe the popular game or whatever. Like, there's nothing wrong with, a giant AAA game coming out and it being great because they are great. They're phenomenal. Like these games are like why I have a PlayStation 5. Like it's truly a testament to like how far gaming has come. And I really feel that the fact that it didn't get any wins in the Game Awards at all is criminal to me because I felt like, man, I don't know. I heard this one interview one time with Neil Druckmann, who's the director and writer of The Last of Us, and he was just kind of saying how like gamers are the most pickiest people on the planet. And like, bro, I have to agree with him because gamers have like this insane, ridiculous standards where they are expecting
frame rates 60 frames per second and you know, sometimes 120 frames per second, and you know, they want the story to be 10, they want the action to be 10, they want the freaking, you know, like details and fidelity to be 10. Like everything is like so high of expectations.
I feel like they never take a second to just enjoy what is actually there. Like everything has to be like a Breath of the Wild or it's just like total garbage. And you know, so anyway, it just kind of like fires me up a little bit because I feel like I haven't heard any gaming YouTubers talk about this kind of thing. And so I just kind of wanted to give it some of its flowers. So, you know, this game I would say is like a solid 9. I feel like it's a 9. You know, some people say it's an 8, but I think it's a 9. I think like, you know, it's not perfect, but I just thoroughly enjoyed this game. I like, there's like almost nothing I can say bad about it. Like, sure, the story may not be like the most surprising thing in the world, but it was an excellent story. It was well told, and I felt like, you know, sometimes if it's just good, it's not good enough. And I don't like that. You know, I want more people to sort of appreciate what they have, you know. But yeah, you know, Game of the Year is kind of a crazy time, and and you know, I think a lot of games kind of get forgotten whether they come out in the beginning of the year or, you know, in another game like Split Fiction. Like, bro, Split Fiction is like peak. Like I can't name, like, bro, see, like It Takes Two is one of my all-time favorite games at this point. Like I freaking love that game, okay? But you know, Split Fiction kind of came and went, and I felt like people did not give it its flowers like It Takes Two. And I would argue it's like just as good as It Takes Two, or maybe in some ways better. I think some things are worse, like maybe the story, but everything else, you know, the gameplay, it being a game, it's a phenomenal game, all right? It is a phenomenal 2-player co-op game that they, by the way, give you a free copy to give someone. When you buy the game, you get to give it to somebody else so that you can actually play it with them. You know, that in this world of like greed, you know, like corporate greed is at an all-time high. And bro, like they're giving you another chance. Like, bro, Nintendo would never, all right, never even consider something like that, you know. And you know, it was like $10 less than the standard. I think it was like $50. So that's like $20 less than a normal price game. Bro, these people at Hazelight, god dang it. Bro, Joseph Ferris, God bless him, because this man is out here carrying the 2-player co-op genre on his back, all right? And it is something to, dude, like, just please play that game, okay? Play it. You won't regret it. The only thing that I didn't love is the fantasy elements, but, you know, that's just me. That's a me thing. If you like fantasy, I'm sure you'll love it. But, you know, I'm a sci-fi guy, so you know darn well that all the sci-fi things I was playing through and through. Like I played with my brother, and boy, oh boy, it was so good. I could not get enough of how creative and inventive and imaginative it was. Bro, like there are so many moment to moment gameplay things that just blew my mind. And then when you get to the end of the game, I genuinely have never experienced anything like that in a video game. And it brought back like a wonder that I have about, like, you know, everything online is so sort of, we know so much about everything. I really feel that that game kind of did a next gen thing that I've not seen in a video game, and no one talks about it, you know, like, and, you know, granted it's at the end of the game, but the entire game is just great. Like the pacing and just the flow of going from mission to mission back and forth, you know, it keeps it fresh. And, you know, I think that it's just a great game. And people kind of gave it crap because it's not It Takes Two, but, you know, it was something different, and it was great. like, and the next thing they'll do will probably be something different. So I am freaking on board with this Hazelight stuff. I think Hazelight is like underrated as heck, bro. Like, I don't know, like, how they didn't get like anything from the Game Awards as well, man. Because like, dude, maybe they got like one thing like Family Game or something like that, but like, you know, like it's a frustrating how like all the games that come from like June to the end of the year get all the freaking awards, and then all the beginning games of the year just get completely forgotten and left in the dust. Not to mention the freaking cutoff point from when voting starts, so anything in December doesn't even get a chance to be nominated, and you darn well know that by the next year no one's going to give a crap about the game. So, you know, it's annoying, all right? But, you know, I'm not trying to hate on the Game Awards. I love the Game Awards. But, you know, I just think Game of the Year this year, I am just sick and tired of hearing about Clair Obscur. All right? I get it. It's this indie team. Oh, yeah, the emotions. Oh, yeah. You know, okay, I haven't played it. Am I going to play it? Probably not. Okay, I have no interest. Okay, you know, I don't need to hear it. I don't need to hear you in the comments telling me, oh, you're wrong, Philip, come on, give it a chance. No. I don't want to play your baby game where you freaking cry. I'm not a crier. I'm not a freaking emotional, sappy mess. All right? That's all I got to say about that. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to level up that like button. And thank you for your time this time. Until next time. Excelsior.